Hello, everybody. How are we doing this fine, beautiful Wednesday afternoon, I guess, where you are, evening for me? How are we all doing today? I hear today's a happy day for all of the Americans out there. Congratulations on the inauguration day today. I'm super excited. Let's turn that down, make sure that is off. super excited about that. I've had a very boring day, I'm not gonna lie. Homeschooling the kids mostly. I managed to sort of take a nap earlier, I think. Did a very fun job procrastinating for the entire day and not doing any work, which is not the best. But there we go. That's where I am today, now having to catch up with all of my writing for the day on today's stream, which I'm not looking forward to because I have a lot to write, but we'll make it work somehow. Zara's here. Hello. Yes, you want the first comment? Usually it's Devon. Don't know what's going on, Devon. It's still on the uptake today, aren't we? Day is here as well. Hello, how are you? I'm so loud. I'm so loud. I try not to be. Apparently I am. Whoopsie, sorry. Di is here. Hello, how are you today? I don't think I'm being that loud, to be fair. Apparently I am, but I don't know. Loud and extremely washed out in this awful light with these awful beige curtains behind me. There you go. Today, yeah, we're going to do some productivity today. We're going to do some writing. What is everybody going to be doing on today's or during today's sprints? I don't actually know what I'm going to be working on. Project Floral, maybe, is one of my YA projects, which I am bringing back to life after I shelved it last year. Was not my decision. I can't outline it. It's not working, so I feel like I'm just going to have to pants it instead and see where the pantser takes me. I want to try and finish Project Faye today, actually. I am on the very last chapter of rewrites, and it's not a very long chapter, so I will have to add lots to it, I suppose, to make it a decent length. So definitely one that I would like to finish, if not today, during the next week. And then Abingdon House, which I have started rewrites on as well. I've got a lot of projects, like I'm constantly working on them. It is fun, but it's not fun, if you know what I mean. Hello, how are you today? I'm not even going to pretend to try to pronounce your name. So let me know in the comments how it is pronounced so I can attempt the pronunciation. Dia, writing on my 2021 project. That sounds fantastic. What project is it that you're working on? What genre? Where are you? So I was still writing chapter 12 in second new adult sci-fi romance. Chapter 12 difficult, or is it just a very long chapter? I love getting into everybody's heads about their writing projects and what is good, what is bad. Remedy. Okay. I'll probably will forget that. So I do apologize. Gonna be working on outlining a new idea. Oh, that sounds fantastic. Day starting chapter 10 of draft 2. Fantastic. Dia, space opera, still doing mostly world building. Space opera. World building though, how do you go about your world building? I know lots of people world build differently to like different depths and different details and things like that. What is it that you are world building for your space opera? Is it the planets, the species, the technology? I've been misread. That's the thing. Like, that's the thing with names. Like, you think it's pronounced one way, and some people, honest to God, just don't correct other people, either because they've heard their name mispronounced so many times, or they're perfectly fine with it being pronounced in a different way than they pronounce it, because obviously different languages will pronounce letters, etc., different ways. So yeah. It's a very long chapter. Oh yeah, I get you with that. Rem is fine. Okay, Rem is fine. Oh, I'm gonna have to remember. I'll definitely remember that. I can pronounce Rem. Right, so today we are going to be doing my fun little climb the ladder writing sprints. For those of you who don't know who that is, let me rephrase that. For those of you who don't know what those are, such an awfully constructed sentence just there, writer, right? Basically, we go through the easiest way I explain it. We go through the 8 times table, and every single sprint we do doubles in length the next time we do it. So we'll do an 8-minute, a 16-minute, a 24-minute, and a 32-minute. So we'll have a warm-up, we'll have 2 decently lengthed sprints in the middle, and then one extra nice long one at the end. There we go. Don't even bother correcting people anymore. Yeah. World building, Zara, does it actually need it? Don't do a whole bunch beforehand, though I did name and do some work on the alien species for this trilogy. See, I don't tend to well build that much. I tend to sort of write stories that avoid massive amounts of world building because I feel like I suck at it. Obviously, I suck at it because I haven't done it enough to be for what I think is good at world building. And there's just so, it depends on what type of world building you're doing. There is so much to think about. There's way more to think about than you think there is, which is just like you forget. But yeah, a lot of it you can do on the fly as you write, and then obviously then when you reread and you rewrite afterwards and revise, you can sort of pick out and then world build properly before you go into your second draft. I do a lot of free writing during world building, like I don't have cards for spaces and places. I saw that, yeah. So do people want forest code rooms for the 1632? 8 is too short. Anybody here using the Forest app while we do sprints? I don't have the Forest app. I suck at using any app-based thing in order to track my writing. I have a Pomodoro app on my phone called Focus To Do, which I'm supposed to be using every time I do work to track my work. I haven't used it like at all this year. I didn't use it in December. I don't think I used it in November. I'm very terrible at using them, so I don't have Forest. But if anybody has or would like Forest codes for the 16 and 32-minute sprints, let me know and we'll get it to Zara and she can sort it out. Right, so if we go straight into our first sprint, I have to time these correctly, otherwise we tend to go over my 2-hour time slot that I have for myself because 11 o'clock is bedtime. I'm UK, so it's 9 o'clock at night at the moment. So yeah, I have to be very careful about how much I talk in between sprints because I tend to accidentally go over, and I've got a child awake as well, which isn't the best, but there we go. We'll do that later. Right. Okay. Special announcement. Okay. I complain constantly about having to use Google Timer. Because I don't like Google Timer. It's horrible, it's ugly, and because I have such really random times for my sprints, like it's been very difficult for me to find like timers that I like to use. So I introduce my very own beautiful timers, which I created the other week to do these specific sprints. It is on YouTube. I can make that bigger then, can't I? So we're going to be using these timers today, which I'm super happy about, specific for these streams, 8, 16, 24 and 32. So we are going to begin the first sprint, 8 minutes. If everybody wants to get their work up, thank you. Is she going to mow? She can come over here and say goodnight, it's fine. There is tea, so I auto approve. Absolutely. Come here, Bubsy.
She's going to munch. I'll take it.
I'm going to start a sprint in a second. This one's awake. Right, so I will start this sprint and we'll get this one to bed if we begin in 3, 2, 1. Start.
That was Sarah
Okay,
Church.
that was the end of the first sprint. I'll figure this out eventually. How did everybody do while I say goodnight to the eldest? Come here. Camera's off, don't worry. Do you want to say hi?
No way.
Okay. Good night, you. Hello. Sorry. How did everybody do for that sprint? I don't know how I did. Let me find out how I did. I am working, that's Project Floral. I'm working on Project Faye. I figure I'll get that done and out of the way. 256 words. It's a lot I need to work on, but I think I'm going to get the bones of it down, and then I will work on the rest of it afterwards. Haley is here. Hello, how are you doing today? The timer, my internet obviously just decided it did not want the timer to work for those few seconds. I saw it and I was just like, don't do this to me, but it came back. We're good, we're fine. Devin is here. Hello, Devin, how are you? Haley ordered food. Oh, I'm jealous. So 176 words, that's fantastic. Dinner as well, guys. This is dinner time for like a lot of people, but I keep forgetting that. So everyone's always like, I made food, I have food, and I'm like, I don't have food. I had food earlier, but that's not, Dia brewed coffee. Laura, hello Laura, how are you today? Ate some food. Food again, food. Need to get to my horror short story in the City Labyrinth. Oh, that sounds interesting. But probably it's 8-minute sprint. It's the perfect time to go get some food, get some coffee, get some tea, especially if you don't feel like you need a warm-up. All into the food. Yep. That is the beauty of what is it for you guys? 4. It's dinner making time. So I can't. My tea is already going cold, which I'm not extremely happy about. But there we go. Tilly, hello Tilly. You need stream snacks. I do. I don't. I can get some. I did have lemon drizzle cake before the stream started. But yeah, I feel like I need some actual snacks for the stream itself. Just to make everyone else jealous, I also have food. So I feel a little bit better about my lack of food. Started a bit on the outline, but needed to find notes for what I was working on. Yeah, I'm very terrible with keeping my notes in one safe, sane place. I have notes on this random piece of paper, this random piece here, any piece of paper that I happen to find that is mostly blank on my desk. If I need to write a note down, I'll write it down on that random piece of paper. I'll then lose that piece of paper. I don't just have a notebook to write down all my notes in, unfortunately. I should do. Food sprints. Okay, it's official. The 8-minute sprint is now a food sprint, people. Okay. I think I figured out my anglerfish monster that lurks in the labyrinth with a lure that looks like a... Oh, that's interesting. That sounds really cool. I like that. A lure that looks like a human. Yes. That sounds fantastic. Food sprint is accurate. Okay, 8-minute sprint is now the food sprint, people. Next time I'll use it for tea. I might use a 16-minute sprint for tea because my tea is cold and I don't like it. But it is a beautiful day. So yeah, my husband has snacks. Didn't give me any snacks, but
nope. You grabbed yourself a handful and didn't offer me one.
Still got a stick on the bottom of this cup as well. Right, we are going to get straight into the second sprint. That's always the best course of action for the first 2 at least, because according to my times, you can do it. You can do it. We need to start the 24-minute sprint by 10 in order to get the 32-minute sprint in before 11 o'clock. So let us set and prep for. This is going to work for me now, is it? Where are we? No, I'm not muted. For the 24-minute sprint, which I hope works. Lovely. Yes, each sprint has a different picture and a different little message up at the top as well. This one is positivity. So, if everybody is ready to go, I need to get myself some more tea. I don't like that little circle right there in the middle of that timer. It's not even a 24-minute sprint. What am I doing?
It's a 16 minutes.
Oh, 16-minute sprint. See, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I do suck. Right. Don't start now. You can tell I'm. Oh my god. It's not going well for me today, guys. Okay. 16-minute sprint. That is 888. If everybody is ready to go, I finally sorted it out. Jesus. We'll begin our 16-minute sprint in 3, 2, 1. Begin. God.
On me?
No.
Stop talking.
Okay, that is the end of the 16-minute sprint. How did everybody do for that second round? Made some tea. I've got some snacks. The youngest is still not asleep, so she's not being loud though. So I guess that's the most we can ask. I don't know how many words I wrote last time I did this, but I've written 540 in total. I'm just going to go by totals from now on. I'm not writing my word counts down. I should. Okay. Right. How did everybody do? Don't ask. It took me ridiculously a long time to notice that I'd brought up the wrong timer. I thought they were in order on my tabs. They were not. So yeah, technological incident of the day, hopefully done and dusted, and it shall not happen again. Haley using the time to start revising a play. Which play are we revising, Haley? Day 287 and made tea. Snap. Laura, why is a song I had to play in marching band way back in high school over 10 years ago suddenly in my head. You know what? I don't understand how that happens. The weirdest things will pop into my head for no apparent reason. Is it like, did something trigger it? Maybe like a certain memory or a familiar smell or like a deja vu action or something that you were watching something and suddenly it's really weird. Like sometimes I'll put on a song, like a very, very old song, like for nostalgia reasons, and I'm super surprised when I can actually remember the lyrics. It's so weird how your brain works. So I forgot to check my novel's total word count last time, so I have no idea how much time I did yet. You did some writing though. That's the only important thing that matters. Laura, editing my new horror short story right now to make it in continuity with my new Anglerfish approach. Loving it. Rem, almost done with the section of the outline I wanted to work on today. 238 words. Fantastic. Diane, mostly organising my documents. Absolutely. Yes. Was it the inauguration? No, Ireland. I'm here in lovely little UK, so you know I get the excitement. I've never seen an inauguration before. I did tune in for a little bit. I think the last 5 or 6 minutes or so of President Biden's speech. That's about all I watched, though. To be fair, but I did hear it was a happy day, happiness and relief all around. So you know, nothing better than that, really. Fun day to sprint on. My keyboard kind of sounds like the pads of my old clarinet, I guess. Yeah, I don't know how brain works. It was a magical experience. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. You should have heard the poem. It was powerful. I'm gonna have to go. It's scattered all over my recommendations on YouTube. But to be fair, because I watched that one thing, so I will have to go through and watch all of the highlights and everything as well. See, now I'm gonna have to go and watch the poem. I'm gonna have to go do that now. What time is it? 21:47. Okay, we're making good time. We are making good time, which never usually happens at all whatsoever. So I am going to prep for the 24-minute stream. 24 minutes, Sarah. You want the 24-minute sprint timer to share. That is correct. I still don't like that little circle in the middle. Hopefully it's not actually going to do anything terrible. We can only hope. Amanda Gorman deserves all the rewards. Oh, was that who did the poem? I'll rewatch all the highlights. Don't worry, we'll get it sorted. My hair is down, and I'm so hot with my hair down. I don't have any bubbles in me, so I can't put it up, which is really depressing and upsetting. So let us get into the next sprint, the 24 minutes. I don't think I'm going to actually end up cycling through any of my projects. I think I'm literally just going to be working on Project Faye for the rest of the stream. Depends on how well we get everything sorted. So if everybody is ready to go, I feel like I can't talk right now. We are going to start. Please work our 24-minute sprint. Please work. If everybody is ready, it's 3, 2, 1, and again. Yes, okay. It's fine for now. I have to keep an eye on that just to make sure it doesn't be silly. We would need the banner. Okie dokie, that is the end of the 24-minute sprint. Yes, the 24-minute sprint, I was correct. How did everybody do in that last sprint? I have written a total of 1,183 words so far, so 603 words maybe in that last sprint, which is good. It's decent for getting up and dealing with a child and not knowing what it is that I want to write or what I'm doing. So, as is all writing, I suppose. Oh, where do we go off to? Let me know what you guys got. Let me know how you guys are doing. Haley, DoorDash driver just jumped from arriving in 9 minutes to 16, and I'm honestly a little offended. It's because they knew you were in the middle of a sprint, Haley, and they didn't want to interrupt. BC is here. Hello, how are you? So I finished chapter 12 and started on chapter 13. That is fantastic. Alexis is here. Hello. Is that the neighbor? Yeah. See, no matter what I set my word to, whether it's UK or US, sometimes for some reason it just like flips itself back to US for some reason. So all of the words which flash up as incorrect, I'm like, no, it's just not my English spelling. It is correct. Which, there you go. Ali is here. Hello, how are you? Day 353 words. That's fantastic. Daya finished organising and wrote 308 words. That's brilliant. Rem finished this section of the outline. That's fantastic. Well done. I'm glad we are being productive. My tea has gone cold again. I make it and then I either get to it if it's too hot and I have to leave it for a little bit extra, or I get to it when it's too cold, and then it's like, now it's worthless to me. I can very, very rarely get it in that sort of like sweet spot where it's like the perfect temperature to just sip. I'll get there eventually. That's what I get for making it before a 24-minute sprint and then more or less forgetting all about it while I do that sprint. If I make one at the beginning of the 32-minute sprint, will it be okay by the time I get to the end, or no, in my luck, it will be too cold? Depends on the cup as well, though. If my cup's a small cup, I have to drink it quicker. If it's a bigger cup, I have to like take my time with it. I'm okay. I'm tired, but then I'm perpetually tired at the moment. I'm not being as productive as I should be, which is its own brand of terribleness. So we're doing okay. We are doing okay, and you know what? We are so on track to finishing on time today. Like, this is the first time I've ever been on track to finish at 11 o'clock, which is fantastic, and I love it, and it's absolutely fantastic. Drink as much of my disgusting gross tea as I can before it gets too cold to drink. Perpetually tired. Yeah, absolutely. The comments are so slow going from, I need to put my hair up, it's too hot now. Can I use that? No, I've got a bobble somewhere, it's fine. There we go. It's a little bit dusty because it's been sitting on my shelf for a little bit, but it's gonna have to do. Ali, same here. I've mostly been reading instead of homework, but made it on time to my class today, which is good. That's good. What have you been reading? Is it work-related reading, homework-related reading, or reading for fun-related reading? I am currently reading A Castle of Tangled Magic by Sophie Anderson. It's a middle grade. It's my first, like, I don't want to call it a proper middle grade, but the only other middle grades I've really read are like Harry Potter and Percy Jackson, which are more upper middle grade. This is sort of like an actual middle grade, with the style and the language and the you know, things. So it's okay so far. I'm reading it very slowly. I'm like, when I do my YA reads and I read it in one day and do like the trip bingo and stuff. Yeah, I haven't gotten so far into the story that I feel the need to continue reading, but I read a few chapters in the morning while my kids are overtaking my things. By things I mean my PC and my iPad in order to do the online learning. So the only thing I have to do is read. So you're doing a good at that. Is anybody else reading anything interesting this month, or have you read more than one book already? I'm sure lots of you have already read more than one book because everyone seems to be such a bigger reader than I am, which is like, how can you read so much? But then also it's just like, it's fantastic that you guys read so much. So also perpetually tired. It's just a thing. Is it disgusting because it's getting cold or just doesn't taste good? It's just because it's getting cold. I don't know what it is. Like cold coffee, I guess, because you get iced coffee. I suppose is very similar to making a cup of coffee and letting it go cold. But iced tea and then normal tea, which you drink hot, are two very different things. And I suppose it's like the difference between eating a piece of toast that's hot and a piece of toast that is gone cold and is no longer crunchy, or eating fresh McDonald's fries and then eating 5-minute old McDonald's fries. Like, there's a difference, and it's not a very nice difference. Ellie, first book, Lord of the Rings. So I hate to say it, but I think I need a break from writing for the next book, which sucks because I still have over 1,000 more words to write today to meet my daily goal. I've completely flubbed my daily goal. It's fine. Don't worry, Zara. Absolutely don't worry. If you think that you need a break from writing, then absolutely take a break from writing. There's no point in forcing it at all whatsoever because it's going to get you down and it's going to get you down about your work. So if you need a break, take a break. You have more daylight left than I do. So whereas I should really be trying to get some sort of daily goal going now, you have at least another 6 hours. 10 o'clock. You have at least another 6 hours worth of writing time. So if you need to take a break, absolutely take a break, go for it. Today I've read 3 books and I'm currently working through Elevation by Stephen King and a couple other things I'm reading casually. I've never actually read a Stephen King novel. That might sound bad, but I'm not a horror person, and obviously Stephen King is just very horror, so I don't think I've ever watched any of his movies. Because horror, and I've never read any of his books. I also don't like a lot of his writing advice. So yeah, Stephen King is not really a big fan. Tilly is reading Nevermore with the Kids. It's about a girl who is cursed, a decent middle grade so far. I will jot that down because I have a reading goal of 12 books, like I do every year. And this year, 4 of those books I'm designating to middle grade. So the more middle grade books I get the names of to read, you know, it's just helpful because I don't have to go looking for books. I love his ideas, but I do find some of his stuff is hit or miss for me. Yeah, he does have some good advice. I think the advice I prefer from him is not so much related to the art of writing. It's more related to the mindset about writing. But then I think I prefer that about every author's writing advice, to be fair. I don't like writing advice regarding the process of writing or style of writing or how to write. It just doesn't sit well with me. Not anymore. Not after years of torture from such said writing advice. Like, I don't like it anymore. Never watched or read Stephen King either. I think he's done a lot for horror, but don't necessarily like everything. Yeah, he has, from what I know, from someone who doesn't do horror. He's like, I suppose, the pinnacle of horror, or the most well known for horror at least. But yeah, I absolutely respect him and his work. But yeah, some of his ideas, some of his thoughts, I'm just like, no, not really. Right, we should get going. with the next sprint, which should bring us to just about 10:02-ish. So if we share the screen with the very last timer, which is this one here, my 32-minute sprint responsibility. Very fun to note that all of the 4 little words in the corner of all 4 of these sprints are my goals for the year. Responsibility, positivity, creativity, and productivity. Was it productivity? Yeah, it was. I don't know my own goals. So yay for that. I hear his execution isn't always great either, especially at the end of his books. There you go. I never even knew King had movies about his books, so I assume I just know he wrote books. Yeah, The Shining, Pet Sematary. And they're the only 2 that I can think of. They might be the only 2 that I know. That is actually quite bad. Where is the T? I didn't add it. I didn't add it for the sprint timers. I should have done. I did not. So it's just the normal words. To unlink them ever so slightly from my goals, should I use these not this year and in a different year. But there we go. Thank you, Zara. I knew there was one I was missing. Misery was one. See, I have absolutely never heard of Misery in my entire life. There are so many, yeah. And Carrie, yeah, there we go. I knew there were some obvious ones that I was completely and utterly missing. I was just like, which ones? And The Shining is like the most famous one that I know. Or the one that's most talked about or referenced at least. And the reason I know Pet Sematary is because I watched Cinema Sins do the new version of Pet Sematary, and that's why I know that's Stephen King. But yeah, completely forgot about the rest of them. But there we go. Oh, Dave's coming in with all of the books. Cell 1922, Doctor Sleep, Dark Tower, Gerald's Game, Secret Window, Green Mile. Is that the same Green Mile that with the soldiers? If everybody wants to get ready for, I can't type. I'm just gonna put it that way. Oh my god, come on, there we go. All right, so if we get ready for this final 32-minute sprint, like I say, every time we go into a 30-minute sprint, if writing for 32 minutes is not, productive for you, or you don't have a focus for a full 32-minute sprint, then focus for as long as you can during the sprint, and then try and get back into it if you can before the sprint is over. But yeah, don't feel the need to try and focus for the entire 30 minutes. Long sprints are for some people, long sprints aren't for other people. So do your best, do what you can, get some tea or some snacks if you need to, and we will begin our final sprint for 32 minutes in 3, 2, 1, and begin.
20 seconds.
And that is the end of the final sprint and the end of Project Faye. I did it. I got there. Stop screen. Yay. Oh, and also, it's now raining outside as well, which is just as fun. How did everybody do in that final sprint? I couldn't say Project Faye is officially rewritten. I will have another look at this very last chapter. Just because I know it can be better, but it's all down and the basics are all done and written. 2,493 words total for the stream tonight, and oh god, Project Faye is now at 87,542 words, so I think I've added 15,000 words onto it. It was about 70 something, so oh my lord, but it's done. It's done. It's rewritten. I can now leave it alone and sort it out later after I get beta reads done on it for a bit. We're talking about Stephen King. Yeah, googling movie list for Stephen King will bring you up a ton of everything. There was a movie made of a story a writer in one of his stories was right. Oh wow, story within a story. Gosh. Tara's here. Hello, how are you? Kitty is here. Hello, how are you doing? BC Brownbook's got 613 words before bouncing. Rem, 603 words and got food. Oh, I've got some more food going on, guys. Ali just got done exercising. Well done. Like, I don't need to start exercising. I want to start exercising. Because, yeah, better, healthier for me. It's just so stressful around here at the moment, though, with the kids constantly in the house. It's very difficult to find time to exercise. Can't leave the house because we're in lockdown. And even if I did leave, which I can technically leave the house, but even if I did, I'd have all four of the kids with me because the husband works. So my dilemma. So the only time I have is to write now, and I don't even do that in my spare time. So thank you, Tilly. Dyer, lost track of my words. 30-minute sprint effect. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, I'll go back over and swear out the last little words of it because it sounds bad, but I'll fix it. Also read Lord of the Rings. Day had to start dinner, so 283 words. Still 283 words, so we have exercise stuff in my house. See, it'd be a lot easier if I had exercise stuff. The only exercise thing I have is a yoga mat, and somewhere, I don't know where anymore, I have a weight set, not weight set. I have two weights for the weights. I don't know where they are. So I think what I need to do is get the kids doing some exercise, and then I do exercise with them. But there's not enough space in our living room for all of us to exercise. So I'll figure something out. Because I do want to start doing the exercise, but it's time and it's space and it's botheredness. Like, I'm not going to be bothered to do it, unfortunately. I had something up which I was going to do. Devon, you probably know the answer to this. For anybody who is still looking to sprint, because we are done with our sprints. I know that Charlie Dorset is currently streaming. I know that HK Darkwood is currently sprinting. Let me bring up my Google Calendar. So yeah, Charlie Dorset is currently streaming. HK Darkwood is currently streaming, and at 8, Word Stitch Write-ins have got their night right, and then at 10, and the little one is still not asleep despite it being 11 o'clock at night. Savvy Writes Books has her sleepover writing stream at 10 o'clock this evening. That's all in EST, by the way, guys. Devin has a playlist on his channel as well. Yeah, there's no space at my desk. No space at my desk whatsoever. Oh, bring her here. Okay, so just bring her here for a second. I'm almost done. It's being awkward now. Is that shared anywhere? It is. I keep meaning to have a link on my actual stream description, but I keep forgetting to do so. Yeah, I keep forgetting to do so. It's on my latest video. I can probably actually stick the link in the chat, to be fair. I don't know why I don't just do that. I'm going to do that. Work. That is the beautiful. That is the link to the live stream calendar. All of the entries have links that go straight to the actual streams themselves. So have fun. It's public. Anybody can access it if they need to. Right, I need to go and put a child down to sleep at 11 o'clock at night. Yay. Chasing the kids doesn't count as exercise. Not in my house. No, there's not enough room to chase the kids around, unfortunately. Mostly I just shout and they come if they can hear me and if they're bothered to, I should say. So I'm gonna go sort her out and then get some sleep. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I hope you had a very fun, productive time, and I will see you next time.